So these are the principles that keeps changing my life. I have it framed because of this reason. So welcome back on the High Level You Show. On this episode is called The Secrets of the Seven Hermetic Principles Revealed and the Original Law of Attraction and how it keeps changing my life. Okay, so let's go. Let's go to the board. Let's dive deep into the wisdom, the wisdom that is in each of them and um where is it even coming from? Where is it even coming from? It is written by this guy here, Tehuti, aka Thoth. So this is an ancient Egyptian deity, ancient Egyptian god, and it is said to be written 36,000 years. If you believe that, it was passed down for generations and for only the priest kings, the elite of the elite in ancient Egyptian, when it was still Kemet, had the knowledge of these principles and even more knowledge that is from the emerald tablets. So there are the emerald tablets, multiple, like plural, and there's emerald tablet. And the emerald tablet was found in the emerald tablet was found under the statue of Hermes. Hermes is the Greek version of Tehuti. Is the both thing, both are the same guy. And yeah, the Greek stole the whole philosophy, the whole knowledge. They even based their own pantheon of gods from the ancient Egyptian and Sumerian gods, the Anunnaki. The whole Greek god pantheon is from there. And Tehuti was the god of wisdom, sound, music, and writing. He was the scribe of the gods, and he was writing down himself, writing down all of this ancient wisdom, this ancient universal laws, and the laws, the information of the cosmos. He was the messenger of the Creator, the Most High. And there's also another name that he has, Metatron, based on Enoch, which who was in the Bible. He was a human first, and then he ascended. He ascended his spiritual knowledge and his enlightenment got so high, his frequency, his energy was so high that he was picked up by the Most High and he became an angel, how they say. So he had many names. What we do know is that he was Hermes, he was Quetzalcoatl in the Mesoamerican area, he was the feathered serpent god in all these Mayan and ancient Mexico. Teotihuacan, but they built the city, they named the city after Tehuti, the city of Tehuti, basically. Chichen Itza, where all these ancient pyramid sites are. And he was said to be also the builder of the Great Pyramids. But anyway, so it was found under the statue. Some say it was found under the corpse of Hermes himself. So there's a lot of mystery around where the emerald tablet actually was found. But it was around the 1000s. It was in the beginning of, it's almost 2000 years old. The emerald tablets, which are several tablets, many several tablets, the Templar, the Knight Templars, and the Freemasons based their research and their knowledge also from this. But it's nothing evil. I will tell you this in a moment. It's nothing evil. It's just knowledge that you can use for good or bad. It depends on whoever's wielding its power. And the Emerald Tablets are coming from Egypt, ancient Egypt. And there is this ancient story that the Emerald Tablets were only handed to those who deserve it, those who deserve to be initiated. There was an initiation, that it was one of the first mystery schools and the first um society, secret society, so to say. Um, Only the people that were going through certain practices and certain steps, were able to or were allowed to initiate into this society, into this um, club of knowledge, holding this knowledge. It was that powerful and that secret because knowledge back then was the most valuable asset you can ever have. If you stick to the end, we will have a meditation. So tune in and stick to the end. It's going to be worth it with all the knowledge that we learned today. But anyway, let's get down to business. Let's dive down. So, principles. So, the 7 Hermetic principles. Can you read it? Yeah, I think that view is better. So, and the first of them is the foundation. The first is that the principle of mentalism. The principle of mentalism, which means that the universe is mental. Or you can also say that means that all is mind, that the whole structure of the universe and the cosmos is based on mentalism, of mental energy, of vibrational frequencies, which are all based on the mind. The mind, I have a tattoo here saying mind over matter because the mind is the creator of all. They say the universe, the Most High, the Creator, the source energy, however you want to call it, he created the worlds only by thinking about it. And another saying is saying that life is but a dream. And others say that he, the Most High, whatever we want to call it, he himself is just thinking about this world, how it could be, or thinking about the worlds. And this literal thought shaped the world around us and ourselves as well. The universe has fractals, which means that in one thing of the universe, one particle of the universe is the whole universe. And the Emerald Tablets is also the saying that as above, so below, as within, so without. The whole universe is inside one particle. But with one part of the source, we can create everything else. And this is exactly how everything was created, by duplicating everything, by duplicating the same things over and over again. And that also means, remember, as above, so below, we are made in the likeness and image of God. When I say this, I'm not a religious person. I am a spiritual person, and I understand that there's a lot of knowledge that was remixed from different sources that became the Bible. And in there is a lot of gems that we find in other spiritual scriptures and teachings. And sometimes it has different names, but it's all the same. We are made in the likeness and image of God. That means the likeness of image of the universe, that we are a part of it, and it is a part of us, meaning that we have the source energy within us. We literally are stardust. We are made of stardust. We have the information in our DNA is the cosmos. In You understand? In our DNA is the universe. We are the universe, and the universe is us. And there's also another teaching that says that the universe is experiencing itself. And when you do some research, like I have done, because I'm obsessing about this stuff, and that means that we have all the capabilities that the creator has, that we are also creators. And as a matter of fact, we are creating every day, constantly, by only having our thoughts running, by only thinking, because the average human person has 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. And every thought has an energy behind it. Every thought has a frequency. You can measure that now with an EEG cap. You put it on your head and you can measure, they can measure that there are frequencies coming from your skull, from your brain, from the machine that is inside here. Um, and every thought can be positively charged or negatively charged. And all of these thoughts, like I say, send out a wave of vibrational frequencies. And when these vibrational frequencies are good thoughts, like whatever, today I'm gonna have a great day, or I am great, or whatever it is. This actually, this energy is always mirrored through the universe. The universe doesn't know what is true or not. Whatever you think will be given to you. Every frequency, every vibrational frequency will resonate with like energy and frequencies, right? Like energy attracts like energy. That's why they say the law of attraction, because um, what we think, we attract. What you think you are, you will be. And it doesn't matter if you think you are stupid or you think you are a winner or loser or winner, but if it's better, right? This will be true. The universe literally conspires for you, not life is not happening to you, it happens for you. Your beliefs, your emotions, and the quality of your thoughts. Now, um, I'm staying too long in only one principle, right? We have six more principles. Let's see if we uh, dive deep in each of them. But this is the most important, this is the most important universal principle that we need to understand, because it's the foundation. All of the other laws are built on. The principles are laws of the universe. So number two, it's the principle of correspondence. Did I write it correctly? Correspondence, yeah. So, right. The principle of correspondence, which means that the internal will be reflected in the external. Whatever is going on in your inside world will be reflected in your outside world by circumstances, relationships, by everything, events, everything that everything that you can imagine. The external is a product of the quality of your thoughts. What you believe is true will become true. And I said that before. Let me get closer. Let me add that here. It means that creation hasn't stopped yet. God, Allah, the universe here is still creating through us having experiences and learning and growing. And through this, we are shaping the universe on an ongoing basis. The universe is not finished yet. Everything is moving. We'll go back to in a second. Everything is still ongoing. Nothing stands still. So how can the universe be already finished if we are still having experience and move on to higher levels? So everything is created by our mind, and through God's energy, through the energy of the source creator, we are still creating. We are the co-creator. We are gods. But we are not the God. We are a God. We are all a God. We have the strength of the creator in us. We are creators. Every thought creates. Or let's say like life happens for you. It doesn't happen to you, as many people say. But if you think like this, that's a victim mentality. That's a negative belief. You want to break that belief. That's a limiting belief because it's not serving you for you to accomplish your dreams and your goals, right? So you want to break that belief, but that's another topic. You need to can achieve. You need to believe that you can actually do what you need to do to become the person that you want to become. What's going on in your inside world will be mirrored in your outside world. It's a resonance which happens with the quality of your thought, like I said. So, and everything because our thoughts are measured by vibrational frequencies. The third principle, the third law of the universe is that the principle of vibration. And what is vibration? Vibration is energy. We can now that we have quantum mechanics and quantum physics, we can now measure our thoughts. You can put an EEG cap on your head and they can measure your thoughts, and whatever is coming out is and when you put that thing on, you see that there are frequencies, and these frequencies are vibrational. This is energy. Everything is energy. Again, the quality of your thoughts and your beliefs and emotions are important because your thoughts are based on your beliefs, and your thoughts are backed by emotions, and this fuels your manifestations. So you want to have good energy, good vibes, right? That's why they say good vibes only. And the ancients say that we have to be in a high, positive and high vibrational state in order to achieve the things that we want to achieve. In order to have a happy life, we need to think happy thoughts. It seems so silly and so easy, but people get depressed, but because they are running their programs, their negative thinking, and their sink in their beliefs, in their negative thinking. So the principle of vibration is meaning nothing rests. Nothing rests and everything is moving. So I can even go deeper now because we are not done about the third one. Okay. Nothing rests, everything moves. The you see um this board right now, right? You think it's a solid solid matter. You think that, right? But actually it's not. It's an illusion because when you zoom in deep enough, you see that the particles, the atoms, are vibrating. They are still vibrating, and all of this whole board, everything that exists, everything that you see here in this material 3D world, is vibrating. And they made a test. They made a spate test. Um, there's also the observer effect and the double-slit experience that they made in the quantum mechanics, and basically that says that, and also the old one, I think from the 80s and 90s, I believe, is the dying cat. Or what was the name of the experiment? Anyways, I'm gonna tell you about the double-slit experiment, which tells us that based on us observing something, the particles react to it and appear like they're collapsing into solid matter. But what actually happens is it doesn't become real solid matter because there is no such thing as solid matter. What what happens is that they the atoms, the particles vibrate suddenly from a lower frequency because our consciousness reacts or connects to the particle, to this atom, to this energy. It's there suddenly by our senses, our awareness, because we are observing it. Our awareness is connected to the particles and atoms, and suddenly, because everything is mental, right? Everything is connected, and when we focus our awareness on the particles and atoms, they react to it and collapse into solid matter, but actually they're just slowing their vibrational frequency, and we think that it's matter. Oh, it goes even deeper than that when we dive deep into quantum physics because, or no, let me say it like this. Have you ever played a video game? I guess that you did. The majority of my watchers and listeners are men. That's why a male, let's say like this. I believe that all of you has played a video game by now. Um, you know that every frame of the picture, right? The visuals that you see in the video game will appear only when it's needed, right? Only when it's rendered only when the the avatar or the viewer needs to go to a certain point. Let's think of GTA. He's going on the street. The street will be rendered with the people and the NPCs and everything. And then in the car, there's another car coming into the frame. I can see the frame right here coming into the frame, and suddenly the car is rendered and becomes a car. But before it is in the frame, the car is just code. It's not a car yet, right? And once the frame moves to another, let's say he and GTA car CJ goes into the bar, into the club, suddenly zoop, the bar is pixeled and rendered, and we can see and experience the bar, right? But before the the camera comes to the bar, the bar is not yet rendered, not yet encoded, let's say like this. And this is exactly how the universe works. Everything that you see, everything that you don't see, everything that we don't see doesn't exist. And this is something really hard to grasp our heads around because we only the things are collapsing into solid matter once we observe it. That means that your house is only there when you observe it, when you hear it, when you see it, when you smell things. But if you don't observe it with your senses, the things are not really there. It's just uh, a possibility in the quantum field. But I think that's too deep with quantum physics and all that talk, right? We don't have that time, Jesse. Let's move on. There are other videos that I have already on that topic, and I will do in the future that further explains this phenomenon. Moving on. Moving on. Number 4 is the law of the principle. Let me just shorten that. It's the principle of polarity. What is polarity? Let me explain. Glad that you asked. Meaning, everything has poles. Everything has duality. Has or is dual, and which also means that everything has my writing today, right? Everything has poles, everything is dual, and also that everything has opposites: negative, positive, hot, cold, whatever you think of, yin, yang. But the thing is, we need to have opposites in the universe in order to know the difference, in order to experience what is. There can only be good in the world by knowing what bad is. And this is a tough one actually, because we don't want the bad, we don't want the evil, right? But in reality, it's all two sides of the same coin. We need to have one in order to know the other. And we need to know one to have the other. Principle of polarity. But this is only physicists like what's the name? Michio Kaku, whatever his name is. He also claims that we have at least 11 dimensions, and in order for the universe not to collapse. And in the ancient scriptures and tablets, there's also in the Epic of Gilgamesh, in the enumeration, also other tablets, ancient tablets in cuneiform, they talk about higher realms, which is also found in the Quran, I believe. Heaven for them is another world, and basically it's a higher state of consciousness, which is another world. You experience another world than somebody else that lives in a lower frequency state. And these higher dimensions, in higher dimensions, as Tehuti and other ancient gods say, is this is only the principle that we observe in our 3D reality, that the creator of all and the highest beings that are vibrating on one of the highest frequency, they don't experience duality like we do. This is only something that is pretty on a dense kind of reality that only here we have to experience it like this. But anyway, let's move on. Number 5. If you're stuck, this is for you. The reason most creators don't reach their next level is not because the strategy didn't work, it's energy. Now, before you try another strategy, another workflow tactic, hack, need to shift your frequency. So if you are creative, or you want to be a creative entrepreneur, if you're spiritual and you want to be a spiritual entrepreneur and you are still overwhelmed what to do, what your next step is, let me tell you something. Just make the first step that gets you from point A to point B, from where you are right now closer towards your goal. I'm starting this 4 weeks activation challenge and I want you to be part of it. I thought you were a creator, right? This is the chance to finally get unstuck, get within yourself. We will take you by the hand. You think that I have been able to speak in front of the camera all this time, to speak in front of the board all this time, how to win the contest, me being that black kid from Germany who didn't even know how to start making music, this introverted kid that didn't even know how to start, that ended up having collaborations with people from Los Angeles. Your thoughts create worlds, because we can only manifest our desires if we bring that thought in motion. And when we are overwhelmed by all of these tools and all of these limiting beliefs that we have sometimes, that we need to get aligned, get within ourselves and find the reason how and why this is. Shift our frequency. And this is exactly what I want to teach you. I will give you the tools that you need, the mindset tools and the marketing tools, for you to finally get your message out there and get paid for your passion. is the principle of rhythm. And here we have to think about the pendulum. Wow, I can't get lower and lower. Can you even see it? Maybe not, right? Maybe I need to turn the camera a bit down. Okay. The pendulum, this pendulum swing manifests in every thing. My writing is getting lazy. That means that the the swing of the pendulum to one side must equal the swing of the pendulum to the other side, meaning rhythm compensates equality in everything. Everything is the same, but different. Everything is not better or lesser than the other. There are tides, there's high and tide, right? There are ups and downs. Everything has seasons. It must go through its rhythm to move on. There is no such thing as only good times. Life happens, and when life is lifing, then life really happens, right? So, but we have to have our awareness sharp that the quality of our thoughts matter, like I said here, right? So, number 6. Let's just delete this, right? I know you already thought about it. Why isn't he deleting it or erasing it? Uh, Yeah, I don't know. I think we're gonna continue anyways. So, number 6 principle is a principle, very famous one as well, of, you already know it, principle of cause and effect. Whatever you do has an outcome. Whatever it is that you do has a result. Whatever you do has a consequence. There is no such thing that you can do in this reality, in this universe, that has no consequence. So you might want to put in an intention and do some good, right? Only you can decide in what direction the consequence will go. We don't always know exactly what consequence our actions will have, but we can do our best to move the needle in the right direction, to have intentional actions that actually serves our purpose and our goals, right? That we have our results that we want to have. So this is the cause and effect, though. I think this is one of the things we learn early on, right? Every cause has its effect, every effect has its cause. Okay, so number 7, we are almost there. The principle of gender. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Everything has masculine and feminine energies. And gender manifests on all planes. It doesn't mean that women or men. It basically means that in our energetic universe, there are two sides of things. Not only that there's um, that everything is dual, but there is an opposite, right? We have learned that before, but in fact, that there is both sides need or both sides are needed to have a manifestation. Both sides are need to be in balance to work to create something. And this is the thing that where a lot of people are stuck because they're too much in their masculine energy or too much in their feminine energies. When we are not allowing ourselves to be vulnerable to our audience or in a relationship, this is the feminine side. We can't be open to receive. We can't be open to deepen our experiences with whatever it is we want to accomplish. Let's just take the metaphor of a relationship. If we don't open ourselves up to a person, how does the person how is the person able to get to know you? How would the person know who you truly are if you don't show all sides of you and basically the 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 side deep down? This is the side where a lot of your emotions lie. And so many people are afraid to be vulnerable because it's a fragile situation, right? We don't want to be hurt, we don't want to be judged, we don't want to be this and that. And that's what's causing a lot of people to uh, not be and not express their feminine energy, their feminine side of things. And the same goes for masculine part. We need to have a direction. We need to have a certain level of control and certain level of order. That's the masculine energy to have and then work together with, for example, intuition, um, and work with our emotions. That's all the feminine energy. Without one, there is no creation. Without the other, there is no results. There can't be no outcome without each of them. Without the other. So gender must be always applied to your manifestations, basically, or to your whatever you want, whatever it is that you want to accomplish, whatever it is. You want to have both in balance in order to have a good life and a happy life, being a happy state, a happy frequency, and to be yourself. And what do they say is the highest frequency? It's not just love, it's actually your authentic self. Being authentic is the highest frequency. Being yourself is the highest frequency. And you want to have that balanced out to be your authentic self, right? If you want to show up as you are, you need to show vulnerability. There is no being authentic without showing vulnerability or without um, accepting and dealing with your emotions, for example. So these are the seven principles that govern creation. These are the seven principles that are basically the original accumulation of these seven principles is the original law of attraction. And it's called attraction. It's actually a resonance because everything that goes out comes back. Everything, you know the saying, what goes around comes around. It's a resonance that's going on. What goes up must come down. And this is the principle of rhythm. As above, so below. This is the law of principles. All these sayings are based on the ancient principles of the Hermetic principles. And the word Hermetic or Hermeticism is coming from Hermes because the Greeks um, categorized this philosophy with Hermes and called this type of thinking, this type of wisdom, Hermetics. But actually, it's ancient Kemetic philosophy because it's coming from ancient Egypt, which was called Kemet, the land of the blacks. Believe it or not, yes, the blacks. So, but actually, I want to do something else with you based on the knowledge and the wisdom that we learned today. Let's make a meditation. Okay, now let's start this meditation. Find a quiet spot. You can sit on a cushion, on the bed, on a chair, whatever is comfortable for you. I recommend to sit in a way that keeps your spine straight. You can also lay down if you want, but the spinal cord straight is a very powerful way to be connected and to become in a meditative state. Meditation can also happen in other states, but this is what I recommend to you. For me, it's the best form to do it. We put our hands in the mudra. This is what's called a mudra. So we are connected and we are pointing to energy points in our body. So we are more focused on this practice. You can do this however you want. You don't have to do it. You can also lay your hands in a supportive state on your lap, whatever suits you. So once you are comfortable and you are ready, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out. In and out. Keep on breathing slowly. Calm your body and mind. Now focus on the unity, mentalism, and correspondence. Bring to mind the central idea that all things are interconnected and part of a single infinite living mind, the all. All is mind. Focus on this unity. Relax your mind. And imagine yourself as the center of mental energy, which is within the vast, all-pervading ocean of mind. Imagine yourself in this state. Center of meditative energy in this vast ocean of mind. Now affirm yourself the following. The universe is mental. All is mind. The universe is me, and I am the universe. The universe is mental. All is mind. The universe is me, and I am the universe. Whatever thoughts come to mind right now, let them be. Don't try to push them away. Just let them come up and observe them. You are the creator. You have creator energy inside of you and within you. Affirm it to yourself. Now expand your awareness even more to perceive this interconnectedness in everything. Realize that your inner world, your mind, your feelings, your consciousness reflects the outer world and vice versa. Continue to breathe deeply. As within, so without. Let your mind go. Observe your thoughts, as I mentioned, and these emotions without any judgment. Without any judgment. Recognize them as simple vibrations. Vibrations within the universal mind stuff, ocean of mind, which can be consciously influenced. Let your mind go observe your thoughts. Don't stress about it. Don't stress about it. Relax. You're going deep, all its complexity. Now integrate as you conclude this meditation. Slowly return your focus to the present moment, carrying the understanding Let your mind actively shapes your reality and the whole experience of it. Now slowly open your eyes and come back to us. How do you feel? This state that you are now in is the state of knowing, the state of recognizing that you are more than what they want you to believe. That everything is possible, everything and anything is possible for you, and that there are no limitations but the limitations that you keep yourself and that you say to yourself, and that is within yourself with your beliefs, everything that they want you to believe. Now come back to us. I hope that you enjoyed this meditation. I hope that you enjoyed this long and powerful episode, and that you're tuning in to the next one. This is Jesse. You're watching the Higher Level You show. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. If you're listening to this on the other platforms, the YouTube, thank you. Leave a like, subscribe, or follow wherever you're listening to this, and share this with somebody you think could benefit from this. Can benefit from this. Thanks once again. Peace and love. Jesse out. So it was found under the statue. Some say it was found under the corpse of Hermes himself. So there's a lot of mystery around where the emerald tablet actually was found. 1000s. It was in the beginning of. So it's almost 2000 years old, and was passed on to the first people that transcribed it or translated it was was in Arab, and has a lot of translations to Arab and to Hebrew as well. But even Isaac Newton translated and was obsessed with the Hermetic Principles and the Emerald Tablet, because the Philosopher's Stone was said to be found the knowledge how to turn lead into gold. That's what's actually pioneered the whole movement of trying to alchemize the elements and alchemize metals and lead into gold, to transform an element into something else. Transmuting energies was later called, was the beginning of alchemy, which became chemistry. And alchemy was also from the Arab. Al has a different meaning, but I'm not an expert on the meaning of it. But chem, the word chem came from Kemet, ancient Egypt, alchemy, and which became chemistry, and all these the technical side of things became science. The trying to find out the knowledge of it, that's all what birthed science, also astrology, which became astronomy, and all these things. All of these things has its source in the ancient Hermetic text, the ancient Kemetic text, and emerald tablets. Now I say emerald tablets because we believe there are many secret societies that were birthed from this knowledge, and in the music industry, there's a lot of people that are also um, acting on the occult side of things and on this transmuting energies from also from the knowledge that came from here. Anyway, what I wanted to say is that the emerald tablets, which are several tablets, many several tablets, the Templar, the Knight Templars, and the Freemasons based their research and their knowledge also from this, but it's nothing evil. I will tell you this in a moment. It's nothing evil. It's just knowledge that you can use for good or bad. It depends on whoever's wielding its power. And the Emerald Tablets are coming from Egypt, ancient Egypt. And there is this ancient story that the Emerald Tablets were only handed to those that who deserve it, those who deserve to be initiated. There was an initiation, that it was the first one of the first mystery schools and the first um, society, secret society, so to say. Um, Only the people that were going through certain practices and certain steps were able to or were allowed to initiate into this society, into this um, club of knowledge, holding this knowledge. It was that powerful and that secret because knowledge back then was the most valuable asset you can ever have. And by the way, the caduceus, the staff with the snakes that is entwined with the staff, which also represents the double helix, the DNA symbol, and also the caduceus with its wings represents nowadays the medicine symbol because the knowledge can provides healing and the path of enlightenment, the path of growth, the path of being well with yourself, and that is the highest frequency, the highest level, higher level at a time. And so the Emerald Tablets are coming from this ancient story is that it was only given to those who are uh, deserving of this knowledge, and whoever and were buried, and they were hiding the tablets in many places. This is where all these movies coming from with the Indiana Jones and all these stuff, Indiana Jones and all these treasure hunters, the snakes with the wings, the dragon, it's all connected. All of these, the protector of the treasure is what's symbolizing the dragon, and everything comes together. I never knew why I'm so connected to this being or to this symbol and to this whole energy around it, but everything is making sense the older I get and the more knowledge I receive and the more I see how much I'm connected to this whole philosophy. So whoever was in pursuit of retrieving one of those tablets was punished because he retrieved the knowledge, he retrieved the tablets, but he didn't deserve to have all this knowledge, to have all this power. So what happened was that this person was punished, and this happened with a famous figure as well. There's a story, but I'm not gonna tell all about it right now. We don't have time. I already talked too much about it. So let's move on.